I met Brad at an open house for another house that was for sale. And when I met him, he was really nice. And I kind of told him what we were looking for in our situation. And he asked if we wanted to meet for coffee. And so I said yes. And then we met Brad for coffee at Caribou a little after that. And we got to talking and just kind of clicked, and it went well, and we talked about what we wanted in a house and had a nice long conversation, and then we started the search.
Yeah, I would say the thing that drew me to Brad after we met him was just being mild-mannered and just being straightforward and not pushy. We've worked with some realtors in the past that kind of after a couple of houses they'd like to kind of push, and
Yeah.
Brad didn't do that. We looked at maybe like 12 or
Quite a
15
few
houses
yeah.
before we landed on the one that we bought, and I thought that was great. And even after we purchased the house, Brad told us that he's there for questions, and we've utilized him for that about where to get different things in the neighborhood and in town. So that's been great.
Yeah, and I think he thought about a lot about what we said, like what we wanted in a house, and he considered all that when he made the list of houses we went to look at. So he made sure like he was showing us something that had something that was on our list, and he took a lot of time to get everything set up. And even when we had bought this house, before we had bought this house, he had already set up a showing to look at this house before we'd even called him, because he knew we'd probably like it. So that was really, really nice.
Yeah, and I would just say, in general, the willingness to, we looked all over from about a half-hour radius in every direction, and he was willing to find houses and all over the place and get us scheduled to look at them on short notice. And yeah. I would say I'd highly recommend him for your house search.
Yeah, and also once we had made an offer on the house, the buying process, I guess, went very smoothly. Like, the closing was very smooth. He just kind of told us what we needed to bring, and we brought our stuff, and we were in and out in no time, and signed the paperwork and got our keys and came over, and it was really nice, and moved in the following weekend, and he even brought us pizza when we were moving in, so it was great.